Hello, we have a world title decider on the Super League show tonight. Wigan have travelled to the other side of the world to face the best that Australia has to offer. We'll have highlights from their match against the Sydney Roosters and the best moments from round 2 of Super League. Jamie Peacock and Adrian Morley know what it feels like to be world champions, and they're here to guide us through all the talking points of the weekend. Here's what's coming up. Wigan's success in 2013 earned them a shot at the NRL champions, the Sydney Roosters. 20 years ago in the World Club Challenge, Wigan defied the odds to beat Brisbane in Brisbane. The Wigan coach, Shaun Wane, has been desperate for a similar triumph this year.
What a great challenge ahead, you know, the chance of...
Jamie, Shaun Wane was so disappointed afterwards, wasn't he? Because he didn't feel that was the real Wigan. He felt they undersold themselves.
Well, I think they didn't get side.
Do you think it's a scoreline that reflects the difference between the two competitions, or is it too much to load that onto one game?
Yeah, I think it's too much, really. I mean, if you look at the Wigan side with the scoreline.
Michael Jennings, the first guy to get a hat-trick in the World Club Challenge, but benefited from errors, didn't he?
Yeah, it did. I think that was the story of the day for Wigan, and benefiting from errors. I think Michael Jennings is a good boy for 10, 11 years, so he's got to have time to bed in at Wigan and get used to how they play. I think judge him in 6, 8 months' time, but he didn't have the greatest of games in that one.
You said it is a young Wigan side, but young Joe Burgess is looking some talent, isn't he?
He has, yeah. The game against the...
Fingers crossed they will do that. Well, Wigan return home to continue the defence of their Super League title this weekend. Let's find out how everyone's been getting on while they've been away. It's 2 weeks since Huddersfield kicked the season off with an emphatic win at Wigan. The Giants had a weekend off, but were back on the field on Sunday. Hulkingston Rovers were their opponents, and it looked for a long time like it was going to be another emphatic Giants win, didn't it, Jamie?
And it'll do in the world of good.
Well, St Helens and Hull met at Langtree Park on Friday. Both sides were looking to build on impressive results on the opening night. But it was an opportunity too for the teams to remember Steve Prescott, who represented both clubs during his playing career. This was the first...
Up against Salford on Thursday night.
They have indeed. We'll look ahead to that one in a little bit. Well, one of the stars of the first round of the Super League fixtures was Tom Briscoe. Leeds' new signing scored a hat-trick in their win at Hulkingston Rovers and told us what life is like in his new surroundings. Well, he's leading so far and was back on the field for coach Brian McDermott on Friday night. Tony Smith and Warrington were their opponents on a night of intriguing matchups at Headingley.
It was always a good win.
And what do you make of Warrington? A massive improvement on last time out for them, wasn't it? But still lost.
Yeah, no, but big improvement, and that's what Tony Smith's all about, the performance. It'd be disappointing.
No, and two teams looking for their first win of the season met at Bellevue on Thursday night. It was Wakefield against Bradford in a match that never promised to be a classic, but there are some big moments for both teams.
Quite frankly, we made too many, fundamental errors.
Interestingly, both coaches talked afterwards about the difficulty of that turnaround to Thursday. If you have got a smaller squad, it was never going to be a classic, was it?
No, it weren't a classic by any means, but it's the same for both sides, and that's the nature of the sport.
And your old mate Ali Lawatiti, a wonderful barge straight through, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ali, he's a gentle giant off the pitch, but you get him on that pitch and he wants to win.
See what happens.
Well, let's finish the programme at the top of the table, because that's exactly where Castleford Tigers sit right now. It's 2 wins out of 2 now for Darryl Powell's side, and this was a comfortable one against Castleford. So, for Castleford Tigers fans everywhere, let's get a final check on the First Utility Super League table. The Tigers, where coverage starts at 7:30. As somebody who's older than the pair of you, I possibly shouldn't bring up your age, but 60 tackles you put in that game. I mean, how do you recover from that, Jacob?
Well, I need to hit them harder next week, I think. Next week I play.